Hello, my dear. My name is Sitara Faye. If you are new to my channel, please know that I am ranked top 5 female psychic medium in the US by the American Federation of Certified Psychics and Mediums. I share that just simply so that you know that I have experience in what it is that I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm really excited to share today's little mini insight with you. I had a really powerful experience I did a reading swap with one of my Earth Angels graduates, and that was a year-long mastermind, super in-depth training program that I used to run. So we are now friends. We decided to do a reading swap, and in that reading swap, something really, really powerful happen. And so that's what I want to share here with you today. You know how you have people in your life that are activators, people that activate some really, really good things within you, and some people that activate the shadow qualities that you maybe don't want to look at. Well, me and this particular friend, we are activators in the sense that in the presence of each other, it's like we start to open up new understanding within ourselves and each other simply by being in presence. So when we go into the reading space together, it really starts to open up in a powerful and beautiful way. And so in this particular session, we ended up having a really strong, what I'm going to call golden spiral healing. And this golden spiral healing was a powerful activation. And I don't say that lightly. Like, I'm not just trying to throw around words here to draw your attention or whatever people do these things for. This particular healing was the single most fastest, clearest, simplest, easiest, no effort way that I have ever in my life experienced the release of energy. And so in that space, in that awareness, in that release, I knew that it was important for me to share. So yesterday we did a really powerful deep dive in Rise, which is my current offering, full year psychic development and business development course for intuitive entrepreneurs. If that's something that you're interested in, of course, click the link in the description below. There will be more information there for you. And I want to share a little snippet of it with you here. So the golden spiral activation, the way that I was seeing it and witnessing it in my field was almost like there was, and I'm just speaking clairvoyantly, what I was seeing in my ability to see and read energy as it was moving through my body. So I was seeing these spirals, these golden spirals coming through. And the way that we activated this, right? It's not like we just jumped into the session and this happened. The way that we activated this was, I personally was talking about my own frustration with things being almost, or almost there, and it was like the constantly of almost feeling like the towing of the line kept slipping or kept moving. And so I was aware that in my own manifestations and in my own manifestation practice, I was creating these time lapses, basically this time loop of something not quite landing. So it was like, well, it's almost here. We just have to wait a little bit longer. And I was like, what is with that? Like, this has been going on too long. And so I was asking her to read that within me. And so what she described to me was like, if you think of those like marble obstacle courses, I'll call it, because I don't know the proper term for it, but where you see like the marble goes through, or even in the game Mousetrap, or those kids games where the marble just rolls through and has things to do, right? And if it's in a spiral, obviously it rolls and keeps moving because the momentum builds and then releases. So what I was noticing was that I had these closed loops. So if you think of a spiral, it was more like a circle. And so it was like these marbles were just rolling on the circle, and that was the time loop, or that was a time lapse that I had created in my own manifestation practice. out of fear, right? Out of fear, out of protection from what I desire to create actually coming in. And I know if you're watching this video, this resonates, right? Sometimes we are most afraid of what it is that we most truly desire because it affirms that we are extraordinarily powerful creators. So when we look at what we're creating for ourselves and we're able to see that, for me in this instant, this was this loop that was going on. It was like, okay, how do we break the loop? So through the conversation that we were having this loop that started shifting into the spiral. And so that's how this golden spiral activation got started. And if you tuned into yesterday's video, we did about a 20-minute transmission of this golden spiral teaching. So I highly recommend going in and doing the transmission there. I've been doing a lot of energy work, so I'm gonna put the break on the energy work for today and just share this story with you. So the golden spiral activation within myself, as I was seeing it, was golden spiral in the clairvoyance, golden spiral in the crown, golden spiral in the throat, golden spiral in the heart, golden spiral in the lower body chakras as well. Now, when it comes to channeling, I am a natural trance medium. That's TRANCE medium, meaning I can go into trance, leave my body, my conscious awareness leaves my body, and another being comes into my body. It's very similar to the energy of being under hypnosis, if you've ever been hypnotized or anything like that. And it's also what Abraham does through Esther Hicks. So that is a natural talent and ability of mine. If you've ever seen the video Drunk Spirituality on here, I've been sober now for 4.5 years. When I was younger, drinking was my escape from pain, as well as how do I turn my abilities down. Because when I was about 14, they started getting really strong and I didn't know how to manage it. So the natural trance mediumship abilities also means that, like I said, it's easy to communicate in my own mediumship abilities. It's what makes it easy for me to communicate with spirit outside of body. The reason that this is relevant for what I'm sharing with you with this golden spiral healing is that we are not channeling any energy from anywhere outside of your body. And what I'm going to say right now is that there are a lot of distortions in the field of channeling. There are a lot of distortions in the field of who's channeling what beings and what star families. There are a ton of distortions all over the place. Now, for myself, I have had run-ins with reptilian energy. I have had run-ins with Palladians and Arcturians and archangels. I've also had run-ins with false light beings. I didn't even know that was a thing until I had to have some serious interactions with this energy to learn what it was. So when it comes to channeling, the one thing I always come back to that you can trust and that I can trust, this is how I teach and this is how I focus on my own health and well-being as a channel, is that you can always trust the illumination within your heart. Always. If there is a channel or a medium, I don't want to say that's possessed, but is basically like plugged into energy that may not have that person's best interest at heart, it's going to happen in neck, back of the head, top of the crown. So when you are connecting into your own heart and you're illuminating that heart space in a really, really, really powerful way, that illumination of the heart space through this golden spiral healing is going to activate an energy within yourself that is the consciousness of source energy. That's what monad means. That's why my brand, my school, everything is centered around monad. Monad is the indivisible spark of divine frequency that lives at the core of the soul of all living beings. That's what monad is. So when we're focused on this golden spiral healing, we are activating source consciousness from within ourselves. We're not going anywhere else, anywhere outside of us to try to figure out or discern Where is there a trustworthy source? Because false light is a thing. Yes, there are ascended beings and masters that can work with you, but what we know is that we are living in a field of multi-dimensional awareness at all times, meaning I am here in 3D, my desk is here in 3D, you are here in 3D. Your infinite nature, the spirit aspect of yourself, the soulful, energetic aspect of your self is operating in 5D already. So when we talk about conscious awakening, conscious awareness, is that your mind starts to catch up and starts to realize what is already happening. It's already here. It's not that you're creating it, it's that you're becoming aware of it in your mind. And so that multi-dimensional expansion is the awareness that your mind starts to pick up and comprehend in your human brain understanding of the reality of existence that is so much bigger and more broader than the third dimension. People like to say, come back to reality. It means come back to the limited scope and the limited view of what is the third dimension. Well, reality is much bigger than that. Much, much, much bigger and much more broad than that. So in Rise, in these deeper trainings that I do, we go far deeper into that. I can't talk about everything that we can talk about, right? On social media or on YouTube or Instagram or these like public channels. So when we're talking about psychic development, it's actually the peeling away of what is not you and what you have been programmed to believe about your capacity, your power, your infinite nature, all of these things. So this golden spiral healing, this golden spiral activation, it was the release of densities that are not you. For me, it was the release of densities that I had been gripping onto. So it was more that I had to face the emotion or the connection of the things that I was gripping onto to hold me back in a state of fear. And so let's get real talk for a second. I have major visions, dreams, goals, huge business plans set up for Monad. It is from the core of my being and my own energetic principles that I want to design an international school for intuitive entrepreneurs. That means physical locations, that means international retreats, that means international students, that means different branches, that means full academy style curriculum. It's been something that's been wanting to birth out of me for years, even since I was young. And so when I look at that, my egoic consciousness and my past trauma background and my past healing, experiences bumps into a significant amount of fear. Well, that significant amount of fear that I am working through to continue to grow my capacity and what I want to do and practice what I'm preaching and practice what I'm teaching has a lot of different levels of healing. And so as I am growing through these spaces and as I am continuing to elevate the consciousness that I am capable to expand, to teach, to hold, to bridge, to build, all of that, I have these different levels of my own healing. So for me, the activation of this golden spiral that we experienced together, me and this client that I'm sharing this with you, it was so profound and it was so simple and it was so powerful. And what I mean by a state of no effort was that I could allow my mind to witness. I could allow my mind to watch, in the sense that my mind was not participating in the energy shift that was happening. My mind was in the observational role, witnessing what was going on in the healing structure of my own energetic being, and I could feel the densities that were literally just melting away, just washing away, just purifying away. Cleansing, simple, easy, big, deep breaths, like whew. It got to the point where we were just sitting there and basking in this energy that was releasing things in such a pure way, so calm, so easy, truly no effort. My higher self is there in full presence. My mind is witnessing my higher self moving this energy through me. And the part of me, the wounded part of me that were gripping onto these barricades by a sense of fear, was in full agreement to simply let go. And in that, the energy was dissolved, transmuted completely, sent back to its place of origin, activated at the roots of its placement. Can you feel it? There's a transmission of this awareness just in me communicating it, not even walking you through it. For those of you that have eyes to see and ears to hear, even those of you that are here with me live, thank you very much. And those of you that are watching the replay, there's a no time and no space when we shift into the fifth dimension. So this golden spiral healing is something that's happening in the fifth dimensional currency of you and I being able to connect heart to heart, soul to soul, higher self to higher self, that's taking place. Meaning everybody that will listen to this, and that's third dimensional language of past, present, future. That's time is linear, 3D. In the spaciousness of the fifth dimension, there is no time and space, meaning everybody that will ever listen to this transmission is receiving it in the fifth dimension now, in the sense that all occurrences in our life are happening simultaneously. This is also how we teach past life healing and also future life progression, how to choose timelines, all sorts of fun stuff that we go into much deeper, as I've mentioned, in my courses in Rise, because we are able to have discussion and we're able to speak more transparently. So if that's something that interests you, again, please click the link in the description below, or go to monadsociety.com/invitation to rise. With that, my love, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. All of your little pings, dings, and interactions with this channel really help the digital powers that be, the infamous algorithm that we all have to interact and play with in this modern day world. So with that, thank you for spreading the word about what we're creating here at Monad. And if you have any intuitive entrepreneurs in your world or in your life, I would absolutely be so grateful if you could share this information or share this channel with them to see if Rise is something that would also be support in helping them build and create their vision, their reality, what it is that they are focused on creating. And remember, this is psychic development training, amplifying your ability to manifest, to co-create, to be an alchemist in this world, as well as business development. So with that, my sweet friend, I absolutely adore you. Thank you for being here with me. I hope this golden spiral activation works for you in a beautiful way. And of course, if you want to do a little mini transmission, check out yesterday's video. It's here. It's available for you. It's about 20 minutes. It will walk you through the energetics. It'll walk you through, and that's why I'm not doing it today, because I need a day to integrate. There's been a lot of energy moving in my field. So today we are speaking and teaching. All right, my love. Mwah. I adore you. I'll see you again tomorrow.